Gerard, I play guitar in Pyro, and I also sing.
Thomas Summers, drums.
Thomas Owen, I play guitar.
My name's Shay Wilson and I play bass and vocals.
How did you become a musician?
Became a musician in we were on holiday in Ireland, and there was a girl there. It was right in the middle of the countryside, absolutely nothing to do. There was a girl there with a guitar, and she was playing Songbird by Oasis, which is one of my favourite songs at the time. And it was only 2 chords, really simple song, and I just thought it was incredible, you know. And I was listening to her play for it. It was one of the only songs she knew. And I was listening to it play for ages, and play it again. And then eventually she gave me the guitar and said, listen, it's really easy, you know, I'll teach you how to play it. And it did. And the fact that I was creating one of my favourite songs just by myself, you know, singing along to it, it was amazing, you know. I couldn't believe that I was creating music. And then the fact that I learned one song, I was like, maybe I can learn more, you know. And then, and then I progressed on to other songs to learn, mostly Oasis, some Beatles as well. And then, so I suppose I became a musician by just learning easy songs to start off with.
I've always been surrounded by music, but I just, probably just through listening to music and really liking what I heard, and then just picking up, I think I picked up a pair of drumsticks when I was about 10, and I really loved doing it. So I started playing drums when I was about 10 or 11, got drum lessons, and then I started picking up other instruments like piano and bass and guitar as well. So
I first learned guitar when I was about 7 or 8, and I don't know, I just fancied it really.
They asked me to sign up for instrument lessons for school, and my mum just put down drums, and then just got a drum kit and just learned from that.
What's the first band you really got into?
Well, probably Nirvana, because my dad showed me. We listened to their album Nevermind, and it was like the first album that I really rated, and it kind of got me started on the rock kind of side of music, and I was blown away by what Nirvana did, and the Beatles as well, obviously, because the Queen and the Beatles were probably my first, but the first one that I really got into in Nirvana, to be honest, and Foo Fighters as well. So.
Probably Genesis when I was like 8, because my mum always listened to them.
Beatles were the first band I really got into when I was about 4 probably, or something like that. And it was mainly because my dad was really into them.
It was the Sweet. They're they're a 70s band. Glam rock. They're awful, but me dad, I really don't know why he was into them, but so that was the first. And I bought like 3 of their albums, and I had them constantly on in my room. It's really absurd, but yeah.
So what was your favourite track by The Sweet?
There's a song called Teenage Rampage, and I really wanted to be, I thought, you know, teenage is really cool when you're a teenage and stuff. So I had that on all the time, and that was my favourite song by them.
Who is or who are your favourite bands now?
At the moment, I'm really into bands like Arctic Monkeys. I've recently been listening to Alt J, and I still really like bands like the Beatles and things like that.
My favourite bands at the moment are Arctic Monkeys, Queens of the Stone Age and Foo Fighters.
At the minute, Arctic Monkeys, because to be honest, there's not one song that I don't like by them. I think they're a great band, and I just really rate them. And I mean, there's other bands, of course, like classic bands like the Beatles, and I still really rate them. But at the minute, Arctic Monkeys, because you know they're still going and all that, and I just can't wait to see what they do next.
Favourite bands now. I'm mad on the Arctic Monkeys at the moment. They're incredible. It's just my perfect music, you know. I really respect what they've done. And I'm big into the Stones at the moment, so I never realised that. Yeah, I mean, I knew who they were, but never given them a thought to listen to them. But I mean, they're incredible. I really got into them recently as well.
Who's your favourite musician?
I'd probably say Dave Grohl, because he's quite influential, and he's been in quite a lot of my favourite bands.
I'd probably say Noel Gallagher. because he's just a normal lad, you know, from Manchester estate, you know, had no musical background, completely worked his way up from the bottom. I mean, a lot of people dislike him because there's some of the things he's done in the past, but it's just he's obviously not used to the kind of, you know, vibe of the whole trying to be a gentleman kind of thing, really. You know, he's just a very stereotypical rock and roller, really. But I don't know, I just really respect what he's done with Oasis and with himself afterwards as well. He's done well, certainly better than Liam. But yeah, I think as well he was like the first musician I ever really noticed and really respected because of his work on the guitar. And he like me, really, he was self-taught. So yeah, I relate to him basically.
Musician. I go with John Lennon with that one, really, because as well as like the Beatles and what he did with the Beatles, like I like his solo stuff as well. So I think he's a really great. And Where's Mine was that as well.
I'd probably say George Harrison from the Beatles. I don't know what, I think she's got a really good guitar style.
What's your favourite album?
My favourite album is Nevermind by Nirvana.
At the minute, probably Whatever People Say, I'm Not by Arctic Monkeys. It's probably the best album I've ever heard, to be honest. I just think that it was only made about 7 years ago now. It's a cracking album.
Rubber Soul was probably my favourite album. I think just every single song was really good. And yeah.
Favourite album? Definitely Maybe by Oasis. A lot of people say Whatever People Say I Am is the best debut album. Well, it's the best selling debut album ever recorded. But I think definitely Maybe. You know, I mean, it shook Britain, and it really opened up Britpop and Brit rock in the 90s to other bands, and also influenced a lot of bands as well. So I really respect what they did there. I think it's an amazing album. Everyone should listen to it.
How did you become a member of Pyro?
When I first started playing drums, I thought that Liam played guitar, and I called him up. He said he didn't play guitar, but he's learning how to play guitar, and then we just got together and just played whatever we could play, and then just built from there.
Well, I first met Liam in school, and he knew Tom, who somehow came across Share, I think. And yeah, he just asked me to join them.
Remember Pyro? Tom Summers, the drummer in Pyro, he called me up once and said, "Listen, mate, you play guitar, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." "Well, yeah, I do." And he said, "Well, listen, I've just got a drum kit off my mum." So, you know, that's why I went down with my guitar. Little rubbish Ibanez, cost me about £70 at my birthday. And me and Tom used to practice for about 4 hours every 3 nights or so. It was just incredible. In fact, it was so out of time, it was so bad. But it was the fact that, you know, me and Tom, Tom's drums and my guitar and the way it worked together, and just thought it was amazing. Like, hear all this stuff on an album, and it's incredible when you think, oh, how they ever could have got to that, you know, how it was created. It's absolutely incredible. And then we were doing it, and it was unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it. I'm such a fan of music the whole time, and I hate to be big-headed, but I never I knew it was that easy, really. So yeah, so it was me and Tom. Tom called me up. That was the start of Pyro.
And how old were you at the time?
We were, I think Tom was 11 and I was 10.
Well, I knew friends from school that knew the band, and they were just starting out, and they literally only just got in the studio, and there was only Tom and Liam at the minute, and I was talking to Tom, the drummer, online, Tom Summers, and he was, because we're both drummers, and we sharing kind of influences and all that, and he was looking for a singer and a bassist in the band. And I was like, I'll take that on. And at this point, I didn't really play much bass, but I've really picked up bass since I've been in Pyro. So,
what was it like to play at the Cavern?
The Cavern, wow. Well, it was shocking. It was unbelievable. I mean, it sounds stupid, but the low roof at the cavern really brought an atmosphere to it. Like, there was everyone there under this like amazing acoustic, it was unbelievable there, like the acoustics, and everyone was there, everyone was friends with each other, and even though it was a battle of bands we were playing in at the time, everyone loved each other, everyone knew each other, so we were like supporting each other, so you kind of feed off the crowd really, so like, the crowd love you, and then you go mental there, and then they love you even more, and it was the most immense experience I've ever been in. It was a shame that we played the cavern so early, because we turned up at this place, and even though it was amazing, all the professional kit set up, it just didn't sound as good as the cavern. It just wasn't as good as the cavern, because the atmosphere in there was so incredible, and at the Pickets where we played it, it didn't even compete. So it was just one of the highlights of my life really. It was incredible.
And you gave a shout out. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was me nan is mental on us. She really does love us, and she came in after the dressing room and she was like, "You f***ing incredible." It was amazing, yeah. So I think she deserved it really. So yeah, I said, because it was her birthday and she'd come to see us on her birthday, I gave me a shout out to me nan.
It was amazing, all the setup of everything. I'd never played on a drum kit with just mic before, and then when everything came together it sounded really good.
Oh, Cavern's great, it was amazing, venue. I'd love to play again. It's such a great vibe in there. I really like the low roof as well, I don't know why, but it's just the way the sound bounces around inside, it's a really great feeling.
Cavern was just amazing, like all the equipment there, and like it's just like the history of the place as well, and yeah, it's a great experience.
And what are your musical ambitions?
Well, I hope to carry on with Pyro for as long as possible, and I'll probably always play drums for the rest of my life.
I really love music, and I think it's a great thing, and I love doing it. I don't know about the other band members, but I really want to do something musical. I want to keep on going.
I'm not looking to become like famous or anything, but I keep on playing guitar for pretty much the rest of my life and see how far I get.
To make it in a band, be with all your mates and that, it's just incredible. Like it would be amazing. And so I suppose my musical ambitions would be to carry on in the band and hopefully get somewhere with it.